here we go. And we're live. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another live Q&A session here on my channel. We've got the fabulous, legendary, trying to think of all the big words, Caesar Esterco. If I had one of those air horns. Beep, beep, beep. Yeah, it's one of those days. Anyway, welcome back to the channel. And today we're talking about all the things that hold us back from getting started. You know, one of my favorite words is procrastilearning. I think we all do it. There's nothing wrong with doing it. It's a normal, natural thing. I think it's a very human thing. So don't ever, get down on yourself for doing it. You just have to recognize when you're doing it and tell it to shut up, basically. But let's get to the poll, because that usually directs what we focus on most. And if you have questions or comments, if there's something you identify as holding you back, then please share it in the chat so we can help you address it and move forward. Again, these chats are for you, so let us help you. We make time to do this for you, so tell us how we can help you do this. Today's poll is, what's keeping you from starting VO? What is it? 32% of you said, my skills aren't ready. 10% of you said, I need better equipment, which I'm actually surprised about. Usually, a couple years ago, it was the other way around, I think. 35% of you said, I don't know where to begin, which is fair. And 20% of you, 24% of you, said, fear of putting myself out there. Yeah, I think fear of putting myself out there is usually the thing, I think, that stops people, to be honest.
That's right.
Thank you for the super chat, Christian. Just really quick, super chats get precedence. Christian says, I consider sound treatment as better equipment. I can't argue with that. Can't argue with that. Because as we've said before, your space is more important than the equipment that you choose, right?
That is correct.
And we'll definitely get into that stuff. But Caesar and I wanted to share a little bit about our experiences in the beginning and what held us back and things of that nature. But I wanted to start with a question for you, Caesar. Let me, I'm pushing too many buttons as per usual. All right, let's get that off the screen. I get very clicky when I'm excited. So Caesar, I know you work with a lot of people building effects racks and websites. You work with a lot of people also with coaching and direction and all of the things, much like myself, but a little bit more on the technical side.
Yes.
When somebody says to you, I don't feel like I'm ready yet, what do you usually find is the thing, the obstacle that is usually holding them back? What is that for you, do you think?
That's actually a very interesting thing. The first thing I think I notice is that they have a lot of comparisonitis. They compare themselves with people who are far more successful than they are. And they have all these fancy equipment, all these fancy treatment. For example, they've got whisper rooms, they've got Sennheiser 416s or Neumann U87s, and they go, I am nowhere near that. That's number one. Number two, and I wanted to go into this into more detail later, but they blame themselves a lot for things that are outside their control. If their noise floor is not right, they say, it's my fault. Or if the microphone they have, either the positioning is making them more sibilant, or their environment makes them sound boxy, that it's their fault. It's something that they need to fix. They blame themselves. And eventually, one of the things that I find I have to do with these people is to tell them that it's not their fault. It is something in their environment, in their space, that needs remedying. But it's not like it's a weird psychological thing, blaming yourself for things that are outside of your control.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why you consult with experts or people who've been through the process
Hmm.
to optimize your environment. But there's a lot of self blame.
Yeah.
So that's it.
It is. It is. But it's a very human thing to do. I mean, just as an example, people, and I hear this a lot too, as someone who survived it myself. People that have
Mhm.
cancer, they blame themselves for having it. Like
Yeah.
it's a psychological thing. But I think what we need to recognize, to your point, largely to your point, is that we recognize that we're doing it, but a
Mhm.
lot of people don't. That's the thing, is
Yes.
that you have to recognize when you're doing it and understand that you can't control
Yeah.
everything. Like
That's right.
everything is the only things that you can focus on are the things that you can control. You have to let go of the things that you can't. You can't
Mhm.
control when your body, something goes awry in your body and does something to you. You can't control the fact that you may not have the best sounding equipment right now, but you
Mhm.
will. And there's probably other things that you can do to improve your sound. I mean, my point, I'm making this a larger picture, trying to narrow it back down.
Mhm.
But instead of focusing on the equipment, the specific equipment that you don't have yet, you can still do other things. You can control your environment perhaps a little bit
Mhm.
better to
Yeah.
improve the sound of your room without needing to go out and buy $1,000 microphone
Mhm.
or something like that. There are other things that you can do, other things you can control that you can improve upon.
That actually reminds me of a couple of things. One is, well, you don't know what you don't know, all right? A lot of
Yeah, oh
people
yeah.
pulling hairs about things that they simply don't understand. EQ compression, treatment, mic positioning. They're starting fresh, they're new, and they don't reach out to other people because they're afraid of looking like they don't know
Yeah.
what they're doing.
Yeah.
And the fact of the matter is, you don't know what you don't know. So talk to other people, reach out to other voice actors, reach out to an engineer. I believe that's actually one of the first things that Rebecca did when she started her voiceover journeys, that she reached out to people who knew things that she didn't. Like, putting those foam squishies in her room or getting a microphone that's quiet and detailed, for example, and getting an audio interface that converts her voice cleanly and has a low self noise value.
Hmm.
Do we get into this business starting? I mean, do we go into this business knowing all these things? No, we know that we're supposed to speak into a microphone.
Hmm.
That's pretty much the extent of our knowledge. But ask the questions that will help progress your journey. Don't be afraid to ask questions. We're not going to say, well, you're supposed to get it right the first time. No, nobody says that.
Hmm. Yeah. I mean, this industry as a whole is one of the most helpful and supportive industries I
Mhm.
have ever been part of.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, there are some groups, entities that may, not be so positive about it, but I can assure you that ours, the one that I have built, the one that Anthony has built, and then the two of us combined have built,
Yeah.
are one of the most helpful, loving, supportive communities in voiceover audiobook narration that I have ever seen. And
Hmm.
so with us, there is no such thing as a dumb, newbie,
Hmm.
green,
No.
question. We didn't, again, I started out recording on a Blue Yeti mic in my living room on a glass
On the
table.
glass table. Yeah.
I knew nothing because I didn't know it yet. I didn't know what I needed to know yet. So I
Yeah.
had to ask the questions. So at the very least, if you can't get training and stuff outright, then at least lurk in groups. Join
Mhm.
all the groups on Facebook, all the ones that you can find in Discord. Come and join us at VO's Journey Academy. I mean, we have a fantastic Discord.
Oh, yes.
But my point is it's a safe place to
It
ask the
is.
questions. There's no such thing as a dumb question. So at that point, the only thing holding you back is you, right? And it could be the fear of
Mhm.
some sort, fear of putting yourself out there, fear of success, fear of failure, fear
Yeah.
of, my skills aren't ready or whatever it is. But
Mhm.
before we get into the comments, I
Yeah.
had a lot of questions that I wanted to ask here.
Okay.
I think a lot of people tell me, a lot of people, when they reach out to me initially and they want to do like a mentorship program with me or something, they ask
Mhm.
questions. And the first thing they almost always say is, people say I have a great voice. Now, I want to sort of take that statement and kind of turn it on its head a little bit, because it takes more than having just a great voice, or you have to have the ability. Actually, how do I want to say this? Let me back up. I've said this before. Voice actors represent the world. We represent the voices of the world. So you don't necessarily have to have a great voice, or you should be on radio, as we used to say, right? We
That's right.
don't, that's not a thing. What is important is your ability to interpret what is going on in a script and, emote that and deliver that, perform that, be that, and in a way that is understandable, relatable, and natural.
Yes.
That is more important than your voice. So even if you have, and I've met a lot of people like this that have maybe a little bit of a nasal quality, they have an accent. I hear this a lot. And they think that automatically, if you don't have like a general American accent, that you can't make it in this industry. You can't find work. There's nothing available for you. And
Mm.
all of that is absolute baloney.
No.
Absolute baloney.
There will always be a space or a use for, your voice, especially if it's unique.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and
Yeah.
especially in this day and age when the people are looking for, natural sounding performances or even dynamic sounding performances, yeah, there's a place for everybody. You don't have to have the narrator voice, the big voice of God that's with the American accent and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, the popularity of the announcer voice died years ago. I
Mhm.
think what people, and to Caesar's point, what people are looking for, clients, I should say, are looking for, is a unique voice, is something that
Mhm.
sets them apart from the sea of other voice actors that sound relatively the same,
Yep.
right? So I think the more unique your voice is, and you can still have the ability to tell the story, to emote, to deliver what
Yeah.
the client's looking for, that is, ultimately more important than what your voice sounds like.
That's right. In this day and age, a lot of content is user generated. People prefer the soft sell rather than the corporate hard sell. You buy this bar of soap because we told you so. It's none of that. It's somebody's like a friend or some. It's like, hey, I bought this bar of soap and it's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yep. Okay, so I'm just looking at the poll again. So if somebody says to you, my skills aren't ready,
Who's been telling you that is the question. I mean, see, there's a thing. I mean, okay. If you want to go through like a doctor's checklist or something, what this means, because look, there are symptoms to procrastinating, and the
yeah.
first one, and it's something I've done myself too, is moving goalposts. All right, I start setting up, and then I think, well, I don't sound good enough, so I move that goalpost. Okay, tomorrow I'm gonna buy a better microphone,
Mm-hmm.
so I delay myself for another day, right? And then the next goalpost would be something like, well, I sound kind of boomy, so I'm gonna, buy some really fancy panels, you know? And it's moving from one goalpost to another. And also another symptom of procrastinating is going into extreme rabbit holes. Um, because you're just you're stalling right?
Yeah.
So you look at other people and you say, well, if they're using this microphone, is that good enough for me? Should I get a dynamic? Should I get a condenser? And all of a sudden, you're going into the I don't know, we're going into the YouTubes and trying to figure
Mm-hmm.
out, well, this one's expensive. Maybe that's really good, but this is my budget. 5 hours later, you have a huge shopping list of things that likely once you purchase them, you won't have any idea how to use because you're just starting out. So that there's your next rabbit hole. You figure out things like, I don't know, sound pressure level, signal to noise ratio. Hell, that's the reason why I became a sound engineer, because I procrastinated too close to the sun. Okay. So, oh God. And symptoms of fear. Long pauses to decompress after receiving criticism. If somebody says, well, you know what, I like your voice, but it sounds a little bit sibilant in spots. I feel like it's a little bit muddy here. And then you just kind of like sit and stare at your computer screen for several hours, just going, well, I kind of suck, I guess. And then you
Mm-hmm.
go play a video game just to forget about it. You know.
Yeah.
Uh, Another is finding relief when something goes wrong so that you can start the process all over again. And I've done that too. At one point, my laptop broke, and I was like, oh, thank God I don't have to record today because I got to go out and buy a new laptop tomorrow. And that's just another piece of the puzzle that I need to, you
Mm-hmm.
know, slot into. And then the next day, it's like there was a huge typhoon. It's like, oh God, thank God I can't record today because there's a typhoon. So I breathe a sigh of relief and say, okay, I can delay this for another couple of days. That's when you're afraid. You're
Mm-hmm.
afraid of something, and that fear can often be aggravated by different things. It could be unsupportive friends and family. Um, People who say, voice acting is not a real job. You just sit in front of a script and talking to a mic. It's meaningless. It's intangible. You're not a doctor or a lawyer or something that you can sit at Thanksgiving dinner and be proud about or whatever. And you need to take that away, remove that from your life. The other is supportive friends and family, ironically, because they all have the same boilerplate. Oh, sweetie, you're going to be great at this. And they sound like they have absolutely no idea what you're going through or what it is you're trying to do. They don't know your goals. They just say, you're going to be great. So
Mm-hmm.
there's doubt. You doubt their sincerity, you doubt their veracity. And finally, another aggravator of fear and procrastinating is remnants of self doubt from a past toxic experience. It could be a partner, it could be a friend, it could be family. Sometimes it's the workplace. In fact, workplaces often drill into your head that you have to get it right the first time, or, they try to fearmonger you into not leaving the workplace. So they kind of deconstruct you, and then you start seeking validation. It's weird. It's kind of
Mm-hmm.
like, well, they basically tell you that you suck. You got to do it the way toxic corporate values and stuff like that. They will destroy you.
Mm-hmm.
And you will bring that self doubt into the next business you try to start, because it's like, well, I need to get it right the first time, or I'm not good enough for this. So I feel like the first thing that you need to do in order to get rid of fear and procrastinating is to join a voiceover community. That is the first step, the absolute first step that you need to do, because you're going to be among peers. You're going to be around people who understand what you're going through, understand your goals, really. Talk to other voice actors, because they'll be like, oh my God, same. I went through that. I understand what you feel. Consult with a sound engineer, because they're going to understand things that you don't. It's like, oh, I hear that muddiness, and I know what needs to be done to fix that. So why a voiceover community? Because we know what your goals are, or we have a pretty good idea of what your goals are. We will hold you accountable, you know. We will celebrate your wins for you when you can't because you're too afraid to celebrate your success. Or every time you hit a milestone, we will celebrate that. We will praise you. We will tell you that you're doing great, and you will believe us because we are sincere. We know what you're going through,
Mm-hmm.
and we will guide through. Will guide you through the process so you won't have to make the same mistakes that we did. And we simply understand we're a community
We're a family.
or family.
The family of misfits. The
Yep, yep.
island of misfit children or misfit toys, or what is that? While you were talking, you brought up another thing that I think we get stuck on.
Mhm,
When a client says that your audio is muddy or you're sibilant or
mhm,
whatever it is that the client says, because I've had this happen, and I'm sure a lot of us have, where
mm.
that was the client's preference. It
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
necessarily mean, or that was their interpretation, their perception of what they heard, but it was not reality for me.
Could also be
Meaning,
their headphones.
meaning what was actually happening in the audio or in my performance
Mhm.
was, I don't want to say perfect or accurate, but there was nothing wrong with, like, if you asked 10 people to listen to an audio thing, like an audio file of whatever it is.
They'll get 10
And
different interpretations.
right. So I guess what we're saying is if a client tells you that your audio is muddy or your audio is sibilant or your audio
Mhm,
is whatever, that could be just what they heard because maybe, like Caesar said, maybe they were listening on crappy headphones.
mhm.
Maybe they were listening on something, or maybe it was just their opinion, basically, just to put it simply, about what they were hearing. It didn't necessarily mean that that was actually what was happening. So, whatever somebody says to you, and that don't let it get you down because that might not be reality. The best way to understand if something is actually wrong, if there is improvements made, if you need something, I would go to your voiceover group.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Mhm.
ultimately the client's going to ask for what they want to ask for, right? And if you
Yes.
can deliver that, great, you got a job. But I wanted to tell you that take all of that with a grain of salt because
All the
it's not
time.
always 100% accurate when the client says something to you.
Mm.
Like if you gave three different clients the same audio file, they're all going to have different interpretations or
Yep, yep.
perceptions or opinions,
But,
right?
again, it's different equipment, different
Yeah.
rooms. Some of them are listening inside the car, which is
Right.
naturally boxy on
Mm-hmm.
its own. It's in
Yeah.
an enclosed space. And maybe they were listening to it, on the way to work, and they go, "Oh, man, that's boxy." It's like, it's a car, come on.
Right.
And, okay, so no what 2 things. 1, stop blaming yourself when that happens. When they say, "Oh, yeah, it sounded a little muddy," don't start kicking your own ass. Just like, "Oh, I suck."
Or
No.
tear your studio down completely and restart over. Don't
Exactly,
pump the
no.
brakes on that.
Don't buy thousands of dollars of, Rockwell panels just because
Right.
somebody said it was muddy.
Right.
That's one of the reasons why it's great to communicate with sound engineers and voice actors.
Mm-hmm.
They'll give you more truth than the client a lot of the time because audio, again, is subjective. Some people are sensitive to lower frequency, or they like the warmth, they like the chestiness, It's like, "Oh, yeah, that's awesome." But to somebody else, it's like, "That's a lot of bass."
Mm-hmm.
Or some people are just naturally sensitive to higher frequencies. They find them a little piercing. They go, "Oh, yeah, it's a little hissy, it's a little bit fizzy, it's a little bit sibilant." But to somebody else who maybe doesn't really care about anything that goes on past 12 kilohertz or something, they're like, "Yeah, that's fine to me. I like it." It's clear, it's articulate. It's different people, different people, different opinions, different ears, different rooms, different equipment, different.
Different, different, different.
Yeah.
Caesar, what was your first paid voiceover job? And do you
Ah,
think you were ready for it?
no. It was, what do you call that? A book called The Veiled Air. It was a duel. Um, I was deep in my procrastinating stage at the time, and I had, I joined your community around, I don't know, sometime in 2023, right?
Yeah, it's been a few
I
years.
built all of this in 2023. My first audition was 2024. So that tells you how long I stayed in that limbo, just going, am I ready? Do I sound great? Have I chased that 1% as I do? But honestly, my first voiceover job, I did that with an audition that I did when I just stopped caring, when I stopped worrying. I just sat down, recorded it. Uh, I didn't even read or didn't follow the voiceover instructions. They asked for a general American, and I did it in my natural accent. Um, and they came back to me within, was under 24 hours, actually. It's like the following morning. And they said they loved how I performed it. They loved my accent, and they decided, well, you know what? All the mermaids are British now. It doesn't matter.
Why
I
not?
created a new canon for them. Like, so
You can
now we
have
have,
British mermaids. Why not?
sure, why not, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, that's how I got it. Um, and I went. Okay, so if folks can relate here, I delayed recording my stuff for another 2 or 3 weeks. I made the deadline. That's fine because my co-narrator had more lines and she needed more time to submit her work. So I was like, oh, good. I can hold off a bit longer. But again, it's that paralysis. Just uh,
Mm-hmm.
that I just booked a job. What now? What am I gonna do? I'm running around like a chicken with its head cut off. It's like, do they want raw? Should I submit raw? Should I sneak in and process it a little bit so that it's not raw? Or do I sound fine raw? Uh, yeah. Then again, I managed to, like, I submitted my work once I stopped caring. That's when I was close enough to the deadline. It's like, all right, it's either now or never. So I just sat down and recorded it. Apparently, I made the RH, the author, blush while she was at a dentist appointment because she was listening to my performance.
Well,
So
that would do it.
yeah.
That would definitely do it.
Mhm.
I'm picturing that. Oh my.
It's like, "Oh my."
My word. Okay. All right, we got a lot of comments. We're about halfway through, so let's go
Yes,
over
yes.
and get to the comments, I guess. Abe said, "Good morning, all. I'm a bit bleary-eyed from last night's spicy duet practice because I was up past my bedtime, but it was worth it. If you join a VO's journey, you can come play with us. Yes, you
Mhm.
can. And
Sure,
were you
okay.
in Caesar? Were you? I'm sure you were in the spicy
Oh, it
duet
was.
practice. Oh, let's back up and explain what this is. So, if you join a VO's Journey Academy in our Discord that I mentioned earlier, we
Mhm.
have Rebecca who heads she does two different script practices now. I think
She
once a
does, yeah.
week. Is it
Mhm.
once a week for both, or does she do the spicy a couple times a
It's
week?
it's once a week for both.
Okay.
So, on Monday evenings, she does spicy, and on Wednesday afternoon, she does, original flavor,
Vanilla,
which is
as it
not
were.
not vanilla, exactly.
Romance, by the way,
Mhm.
romance.
Mhm. There's plenty of that.
And that is just something that we have in our Discord where I mean, one time I jumped in there, there was about a dozen people in there. Sometimes it's just a handful.
Mhm.
Sometimes there's more.
Yep,
But
yep.
that's just something else that we offer the script practice for dual and duet narration. So, I mean, it's fantastic. Let's see. Ken says, my skills are improving. My equipment is adequate. I know what to do. I just suffer from imposter syndrome and confidence, which is funny since I've been doing this over a year now. And I'm 8 years in, and it still hits me from time to
So,
time.
yeah.
It still hits me. And you know what? When that happens, when I start to get into that cycle of doubt and fear and all of the things, I
Mm,
will note the job that I would want it. I'll either one of two things. I'll either note the job, turn everything off, go for a walk, get my head together, come back and submit it, or I'll just say, you know what, I'm going to do it right now. I'm not
mm.
thinking about anything else. I'm just going to get it done. I don't care. Like Caesar said, sometimes that works for whatever reason because we tend to
We
overthink everything.
overthink.
Yeah. So I'll just say, okay, I'm just going to give it my best shot and then shut everything down, walk away, reset, come back. And then if they get back to me,
Yes.
great. If they don't, then it wasn't meant for me. And that's how
Mhm.
I look at it. That sort of takes the control away, it, right? Like the things that we can and can't control. I
Yep.
just get it done. And if I get the job, then it was meant to be. If not, then it wasn't. Maybe something else better is coming, or I'm meant to do something else with my time.
Yep.
That's just kind of how I look at it. So it's not me. It's a yes or a no. That's just kind of that way I can kind of switch off the imposter syndrome switch, if that makes any kind of sense. Then Ken says, someday I will make it look effortless like Caesar and Angela. Well, it took years of falling on my face, trying new things, trial and error, successes, failures, all the things to get to where I am now. So, Caesar, and you said that you're about 3 years in now?
That's right. And I still come into my studio afraid sometimes.
So there's no effortless.
There isn't. We deal with the imposter monster on a daily basis. Sometimes we're like, I don't know, am I ready for this? And that's still with. I have thousands of dollars of equipment. I have what do you call that? I have DAW mastery. I know how to notch away sibilant frequencies. I've achieved the 1% that a lot of people still chase to this day, but I still come to my studio afraid sometimes.
This business is a lot like a marriage. It's a decision every day. It's a
Mhm.
decision to keep at it. It's a decision to do it. It's a decision to work on it. So you just
Yeah.
have to decide that I'm just going to keep at it. And if it's a day where there's something out of your control and you can't record, work
Mhm.
on your website, work on editing, do something, stay with it, right?
Mhm.
There's always something to work on if you have no voiceover work.
Yep.
Refresh your gigs, refresh your bio. I mean, there's tons of stuff that you can be doing to keep building on, to tending to the roots, so to speak, of
Mhm.
of your business. And you will reap the rewards one day. You just have to keep at it, but you have to decide to. Okay,
Yes.
pumping the brakes on that tangent. Sorry, guys. I do that. I'm sorry. Abe says, I'm not exactly new, but I'm still not full time, and I have limited titles so far. I am done with imposter syndrome, though. If I'm not right for a role, that's fine. On to the next role that I fit.
Good
There you go.
mentality.
There you go. Because again, you can't please 100% of people 100% of the time. You're not always going to be the right fit for everything. And once you understand and accept that,
Yep.
if the author or client gives you the job, you were a right fit. If they don't, you just weren't. Somebody else was a better fit for the voice they had in their head for this project. It
Mhm.
doesn't mean you suck. It doesn't mean
Yep.
you should stop. It doesn't mean anything other than there was another voice actor that fit what they had in mind. But what's for you is still out there. So you have to keep at it
Mhm.
to get there.
That's not even the goal anyway, to be everyone's voice. That's
Right.
absolutely impossible. Don't
Right.
aim for that at all.
You have to accept that you're not. Your voice is not right for
Mm.
everything.
Yep.
But it is right for some stuff. But you need to put yourself out there to get that stuff.
Yeah. I can't do children's books, for example.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh my God, could you guys imagine a children's book? Caesar, we're
Twice
gonna have
done.
to give you one to narrate anyway. That's gonna be a new launch pad.
Yeah.
Group activity. We're going to narrate children's books. And Caesar, you're going to be first.
Well, challenge accepted.
Yes. All right. Jenny says, I need to master the editing software. And that
Mm,
just comes with time,
it comes with time. And number
practice.
one, don't aim for mastering. Just aim to get the job done.
Mm-hmm.
When I started with Adobe Audition, I didn't master it. I just learned enough to splice
Basics.
my performance together and
Mm-hmm.
save an MP3 and
Just the basics. That's
yeah,
all you need. Just
start
the
there.
basics. Yep.
Yeah.
Good morning, Rusted Killbilly. Jules is here. Hey, Jules. I voted for I don't know where to begin, even though I'm deep in this already. Sometimes the thought of where or how do I start can be the most daunting and occasionally still catches me. It's overwhelming. There are so many places to find work, so many places to market yourself to. It's almost where you get to like not analysis, but it's like overwhelm.
Yes.
It's the best way to explain it. There's just so many different directions to go.
Yeah.
Choosing one, you know. If any of you guys play like D&D or card games or, whatever game has a die, that comes with a
Mm.
die, just each side is a different direction. Just roll that thing.
Roll it out.
Just pick one and just, do something.
Be at the mercy of the random number generator.
The universe,
Universe.
the
Yep.
universe will decide what you do. But at least
And
it's
Jules,
something.
yeah, she's a very creative person, so
She
she always
is.
has like different ideas,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm pretty sure she'll eventually achieve all of them. But she's got to start with something. With step one. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Is it step one?
You cannot build Rome in one day. Takes time.
Yeah.
Venus says, I chose fear because that's how I felt when I first got into VO. But I stepped off that cliff anyway. Good for you. And I'm so happy I did. I'm 4 books into it, making big changes. Good for you, Venus. Good
That
for
is awesome.
you. And that's hard to do.
Yeah.
It's very hard to do. So kudos to you. Abe says your YouTube needs a like button for comments. Can't you upvote comments or like you can't on YouTube?
Not on
That's
YouTube. No.
boo. Rebecca's here. Hey, Rebecca. Good morning, Angela and Chaos. Is that your new name?
Apparently.
Chaos. I mean, Caesar. I've been in this for well over a year now, but I guess that still blows my mind.
Yeah.
You've only been doing this for a year, and look where you are. My girl.
Mhm.
But I distinctly remember not knowing where to start. Space, equipment, coaching. Oh my.
Mm.
Yeah, I think Caesar's got a great, I say it too, but definitely just at the very least, consume content on YouTube and also join groups. Start to join the
Mhm.
groups because you'll start to learn the terminology so it's not so Greek when you're
Yeah.
trying to learn it. And start asking those questions and, sharing and listening
Yeah.
to others. You'll learn a lot.
One of the things that's great about being in a VO community is that the advice you get is specific to voiceover. Now, on YouTube, a lot of the advice for things like processing is more music oriented, so they have a different. It's meant to be like punchy all the time because you have like a 4-minute song and you want it to grab attention right away. But
Right.
for VO, it's just a gentle ride. It's meant to be for long form. You don't want to listen to something punchy for 11 hours. That's just going to fatigue your ears. So,
Mm-hmm.
voiceover community,
And just to
always.
piggyback off of that, there are other creators on YouTube that have voiceover specific content for editing and mastering and things,
Mhm.
myself included. I had
That's
someone
right.
I worked with late last week booked a session with me and said that their effects rack they set up watching one of my videos, and it turned out he didn't need half of the effects that he put on
Oh,
or needed
yes.
to tweak a couple of others. And that's the other thing is that when we show you how to build an effects rack or the effects that we're using and the settings that we use, it's more or less introducing you to all of these new things, not
Mhm.
necessarily copy everything that I'm doing because what works, what I need in my space for my voice and my equipment is not going to be exactly what you need for
There's
your space, your equipment,
yeah.
your voice. So keep all of that in mind when you're watching these YouTube videos. Just to Caesar's point, it's
Mhm.
not, usually not going to be a direct translation, but we want to let you know that these things are out there, so you
Absolutely.
could utilize them if you need them. But don't use effects if you don't need them. It's just going to,
Mhm.
every effect, even if it's a good one or it's meant to help or enhance, is destructive. You know, if you use too much of it, it's going to make you sound worse instead of better.
You might not even need it. I
Right.
have a voice that's naturally harmonic. It has that second order harmonic, right?
Of course you do.
Uh, well, I'm not, didn't mean to brag. But if you put an a saturator or exciter on top of it, they become so thick. It's just you're not gonna be able to listen to my voice for, like, 10 hours if I add all of these weird effects that, add even more harmonics. So,
I think everybody's going to agree with me when we say, no, Caesar, we can listen to you read the phone book for hours,
well, that's
even with effects that don't like your voice.
yeah, I guess that's just, the imposter monster
Mm,
talking. Mm, uh,
let's
sugar for
see.
this.
Excuse me. Sage said, good morning, everyone, from a cloudy 84 degrees in Gainesville, Florida. We actually had a monsoon last night. It's supposed to be monsoony all week. I love it. I've been living in constant procrastillearning and imposter syndrome, but now I'm finally feeling ready to put myself out good
Mhm.
and start auditioning now that I have an effects rack thanks to Caesar and my VO's Journey Academy family. Oh, good. I'm so glad to hear that, Sage. I'm
It's
so glad
beautiful.
to hear that. Yeah. And somebody else said this to me too the other day about they were thanking me for everything that I've done for them, and I'm not bragging, but my point is that you can praise someone else for helping you, but ultimately you did the work.
Yes, yes.
You made the decision to move forward. You made the decision to do the
Mhm.
thing or to do this thing. Even the little things, they all add up in the end. And that's what
Yeah.
I told him. I said, well, thank you. I appreciate that, but you did the work. You need to give some
Mhm.
of that credit to yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
You
I
know?
was gonna say all credit to Sage. I made an effects rack for her, but what it does is just clean up her sound. It's still her voice. It's still
Right.
her performance, and
Yes.
she's been growing every week. She's been getting better every week.
And that's all due to
Absolutely,
your efforts, Sage.
yeah,
Caesar just makes it sound pretty, right?
that's
I
right.
mean, not to discredit Caesar at all, but I mean,
No,
you
no,
are the
no.
one doing the work, Sage. So that's all
Yep,
you. And we're proud of you.
yep, yep.
Paul is here too. Hey, Paul. I put better equipment, even though that's not stopping me. I know there's a lot to learn, and you don't know what you don't know till you learn. So I don't let it stop me from trying and growing. Yeah, I see big things for Paul. I see big things for Paul in the future. Venus says to Jenny, the more you do, the easier it is. Just keep at it. That's right. That's right. Look at that. Everybody's showing up for Sage. That's right.
For sure.
Obi-Wan says, good morning from Portland, Oregon.
Mhm.
Paul says, by the way, Angela, I was listening to a very popular audiobook and heard a couple of mistakes. They were tiny, but ones I would have agonized over trying to fix. So it was refreshing to hear those mistakes. Oh my God, yes. I can't tell you. I would say like 70% maybe of
Mhm.
audiobooks that I listen to. And maybe it's because my ear is trained at this point
Yep.
to listen for, like, I can recognize clearly where an edit has been made if it's rough or a retake. I can hear that stuff clearly because I'm used to looking for it on my own in my business. But it's very refreshing, and it really just kind of takes the weight of that trying to achieve that perfectionism off your shoulders, knowing that big studios like Audible themselves and other studios, or narrator producers that work at home by themselves, that these things happen and it's okay. And again, the casual listener, the non-audiobook narrator producer, the casual listener listening to the audiobook might not even ever hear it. They might not be paying attention enough. They're engrossed in the story, and that's our job. That's the beauty of it.
That's
But
right.
for
Yep.
us, it's fantastic because it takes some of that pressure off our shoulders to be perfect, you know? Husky Lou says, I discovered you about a month ago, Angela. Oh, yay. Thank you.
Nice.
Welcome, welcome. You are welcome here.
Mm.
Let's see. It's probably a good time for everybody to gently smush the likes, like button, heart button, all the things. Oh, before I forget, I always forget, and I'm going to put it in the show notes because I always forget this, and I'm so bad at this. Caesar, what is your website so people can reach out to you if there's anybody looking for?
Oh, sure. It's voiceofcaesar.com. And there's a nice form there if you want to reach out to me and send love letters or whatever. Or business inquiries, one of the two. I'm sorry.
Caesar. No, Caesar. Who's got the spray bottle? Parisani says, hello, everyone. I selected My Skills Aren't Ready. I chose that because I'm working on understanding the engineering aspect. I was actually up all night studying compression. And
Okay.
that's great. And that's fabulous that you're learning new skills and things, but don't get stuck there.
I was
Make
gonna say.
sure that make sure that you learn all the new things, and that's fantastic. And I recommend that you do so you're a little bit more self-sufficient, right? And utilizing your DAW effectively. But don't get stuck there. Don't allow yourself to get stuck there. Keep moving
That's the
forward.
that's the procrastinating side of things. So
Yes.
I have a checklist. Really, uh, is your compression off still? Start anyway. Are you maybe a little sibilant? Start anyway. Is your room a little muddy? Start anyway. Is your microphone not connected to an audio interface with the XLR cable and all that? Start anyway. Just start anyway.
Just do it. Just keep working
Yep.
at it, whatever you're doing.
When you say your skills aren't ready, start anyway.
And for the number of skills that probably aren't ready, there probably are a half a dozen or more that are that you need
That's
to
right.
utilize and just move forward.
Don't chase that 1%.
That's right. Christians is not every person's journey. Exactly.
Yeah.
There's so
Fell
many
on my face.
variables.
Yeah.
Paul says, I don't quite grasp how to get work outside of narrating, like commercial work, telephone messages, video games, but I'm not a fan of the pay to plays. Are there other options to finding? Yes.
Fiverr.
Well, he says not a fan of the pay to plays, but
Fiverr is.
well, yeah, that's true. It's not really a pay to play, but I guess under the big umbrella, it could be. It's a freelance marketplace, Fiverr, Upwork, or places, but they do take a piece.
They
You know,
do, and they also reward people who boost their or pay to boost their listings and all that. So
yeah, and like we talked about last week with Eric, it's the cost of doing business. You know,
it is. It's a cost of doing business.
because one way or the other, you're either paying for the help or you're doing it yourself, and that costs you time. So it's the cost of doing business. So what makes more sense for you in the long run is, but those are definitely, they're all viable platforms. But also social media marketing. I wanted to tell you guys, my very first job came from Craigslist. And I'm probably dating myself a little bit here, but I wasn't aware of all of the pay to plays. I didn't know. I mean, I heard about them, but I wasn't on them yet. And I was still kind of like, doing the dipping the toes in kind of a thing.
Makes sense.
I was on LibriVox and I was going through Craigslist because, believe it or not, there are voiceover jobs. I don't know how credible they are nowadays, but it was I did a voice for somebody was making an animation of something, and I was the voice of like a cranky old farmer lady. And it was a lot of fun. It was so much fun. And that was my first paid job. And it was a big deal. But my point is to telling you that is that, look at the things. I mean, look at everything, not just one particular place or one particular thing. You could probably find work out in your local community, by talking to all the stores that you go to every day.
Yep.
You go to your local hardware shop and maybe you call into their phone line beforehand. Do they have a crappy phone greeting system? Maybe go introduce yourself and say, hey, I can do this 50 times better. You know, so
Direct
if you,
direct outreach.
yeah.
Sometimes that's all it takes. Just reach out to them directly instead of sitting in a platform where you're uh, it's either or you get a job or you don't.
Hmm.
Or LinkedIn. Again, direct outreach. If you know somebody in LinkedIn who needs a corporate voiceover or something, reach out to them. Make connections.
Yep.
If you
Start
don't want
looking up
to.
websites, Google stuff, reach out to those people, you know, get on rosters. I mean, nobody likes cold calling, but you could start at least with emailing. That's a little bit less scary, but it's out there. You just have to make yourself visible and go get it.
I've done it before, but I get a lot of work just by reaching out to people directly because sometimes they don't know what they need, and you're there to tell them what they need. They need a better website. They need a better phone system, better
Hmm.
voiceover, whatever.
See, look at George agrees. It would have to be either Fiverr, no pay to play, or social media. But yes, Paul, get on LinkedIn at least and start making that way. You have a great sound. You do, Paul.
Yep,
Paul
mentioned
is
that earlier.
fantastic.
Paul is fantastic.
Hmm. Parasani says, I definitely fall into that category. Comparison is the thief of joy. But
Mm.
it's a hard thing for me to stop doing. To your other point, I definitely blamed myself for my noise fuller problem.
Okay, you know what? Parazani sounds like she. I'm assuming gender. They are going through the same stuff I did, and maybe we can do a little consult. Voiceofcaesar.com. Send me an email. Fill out the contact form. I can simplify a lot of these things for you, especially compression. People overthink compression all the time. The
Or
point
send
is
a
not
love letter.
send a love letter. Yes. How do I love thee? Let me count the ways.
Oh, God.
One. Okay.
All right, Caesar. Come back. Homebound Audio says, I have finally started, but kept me from starting for so long was telling myself over and over again that I didn't know enough yet or wasn't good enough yet, etc., etc. Yes,
Mhm.
everyone. I don't know a single person who hasn't done that. All jokes aside, Miss Angela, you were the one who finally convinced me to move past it. You know, thank you, Ryan. I appreciate that, but you were the one that made that decision.
That's right.
I may have made it visible. I may have unveiled maybe what you already were thinking in your head by saying it out loud, saying the thing out loud. But you
Mm,
made the decision to move past that, Ryan.
he did. He was actually very surprised when I told him that his voice needed very little processing. But he was finding things. That's just something I've done also in the past. It's like I find problems that don't need to be fixed.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And you gotta stop that, really, because he has a wonderful voice, and it's also very rich, it's very harmonic, and it doesn't need much. I just cleaned up his noise floor. That's it. And even that was great. He has a nice space. He has a nice space, he has nice equipment, he has a nice voice. Once you get to that point, that's when you realize that you're either holding yourself back because you're afraid, or because I don't know, you're chasing that 1%. You want a German microphone, or you want a Apollo Twin X. Stop. Do your job. I mean, do your voiceover stuff, and then worry about the little things, the little needs and wants later. You're already there. You're ready to go. The rocket ship is
Mm-hmm.
flying. All you need
Stop
is
finding other things to fix that probably don't need to be fixed.
exactly. Just hit the launch button. Hit the launch button, right?
Yeah.
The
Just go.
the spaceship is ready to go.
Yep. Ready, fire, aim. I've
Mhm.
said this to you guys before. You're ready. You're more ready than you give yourself credit for. So go, fire, and then adjust your aim, right?
Mhm.
Meaning all of the other little things that come along with it. The perfect direction or the, all of that stuff can be done while you're going. So if
That's
you're
right.
ready enough, so ready, fire, then aim. Just
Mhm.
go. Obi-Wan says, I fear that I only have the one voice and cannot do characters. How much is that going to hold me back? Well, it depends on what you mean by characters. If you're meaning like video game, like cartoony caricature kind of characters, you probably can. You probably can more than you think you can. And this is something we're going to work on in Launchpad, I
Uh,
believe, this week with archetypes.
yeah, a lot of people say that they can only do one voice, but they look. I think everybody is capable of at least shifting tone and shifting pitch just a little,
Mm-hmm.
or putting on a slight accent. It doesn't matter what it is. It look, you don't have to completely transmogrify yourself in order to become a voice actor.
Mm-hmm.
If you've listened to people like Andy Serkis, for example, I know that's a huge comparison, but the character voices he does are subtle shifts, but they are distinct.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little dab will do you.
Yep.
You're not putting on a whole costume and becoming I am the voice of Count Dracula. No, it's not. It's none of that. You don't have to turn into a caricature in order to shift tone to suggest that you're a different person.
Mm-hmm. And Obi-Wan, no, that is not going to hold you back at all.
It won't. No,
Because you don't have to do work that maybe is calling for extreme characters if you're not comfortable with it yet.
plenty of nonfiction, for example.
Yeah, that's not going to hold you back at all. I mean, you're going to practice and learn and progress as you go, but there are tons of other things that you can do that don't require that,
Mm-hmm.
you know? Rebecca says, my first contact outside of the internet was a sound engineer.
That's true.
Let's see. Obi-Wan says, Caesar talking about reaching out. He and Angela and others have been so helpful. Thank you. Oh,
We finally put him in a closet with clothes, and he sounds amazing.
that is such a strange statement outside of voiceover.
I know,
Put
right?
him in a closet with clothes. Sorry, I'm pumping the brakes. Okay. Ryan says, Obi only can hold you back as much as you will let it. Yes, thank you, Rebecca. I caught that about midway through the comments were showing on the screen. Yeah, it's like a manual button I have to switch. I can't just leave it on. Let's see. Cherry fritters and chai lattes and my favorites. Nikki says, I recently joined Launchpad, but I don't know how to join Discord. Oh, if you go to the Launchpad homepage on Avio's Journey Academy, on the right-hand side of the page, this is the page that's got like the calendar, what we're doing in Launchpad and all of that stuff. On the right-hand side, there's a button that says Join Discord. And in that is the link with the invitation to join Discord. We tried to make it easy, but if you can't find it, then I was just gonna say message me on Discord.
Keyboard not found.
I
Press F1 to continue.
see. I need more coffee, apparently.
Yep.
But that's the best way. That's the best way, Nikki. That's the easiest way. Christian says, I have a face for radio and a voice for newsprint. Let's see. Mary Lynn said, I answered with, I don't know where to begin because I didn't. But after being in this community for only 9 months, I've just booked my 3rd audiobook.
That is awesome.
It's fantastic.
Marilyn has one of those naturally storytelling voices. She's really good. So now she knows what she's doing.
Obi-Wan said, I started this because I was frequently told I had a unique... You know what?
Oh,
I've been told that before I started, when I was in the automotive industry and I would be on the phone with vendors or whatever. They would tell me that I had a... how do I put this? They told me I had a voice for calling in... call girls phone. I'm trying to say it so it's YouTube friendly. They would tell me that I had that kind of voice, so in a way, same, but
the romantic personal's voice.
Yes.
Yeah, that one. We'll call it that.
Yeah, where you call in and you give them your credit card and
They say comforting things.
They say sexy words.
Yes.
Comforting things. Okay.
We're going
Just coming.
super PG here.
Okay. Okay. No, I'm pumping the brakes on that too. No. We're stopping that right now. Okay. Parasani says, I definitely want to reach out to a sound engineer, but unfortunately, I'm out of work right now. It's the first thing on my to-do list when I find a job right now. Free resources are my friend. Of course.
Well,
Yeah. Go ahead, Caesar.
consultation is free. All the time. I'm not the only one that does it. Lenny B does it. Free consults. Voiceofcaesar.com. Free consult.
And love letters.
Love letters.
Caesar likes love letters. Debbie says, what constitutes as unique? I think this is more directed to, I guess, what you think of yourself. When I say unique, meaning I've had a few people tell me, well, I have this nasally voice. I don't think that I'm going to be good for this. But that's the thing that sets you apart. Or again, accents or whatever it is that you probably don't like about your voice is probably the thing that's going to set you apart.
Looking for. Yes.
Right. So it's not really like a certain definition. I'm just saying, don't let anything that you put in your own head stop you, is essentially what I'm saying. All right. Oh God, we're already an hour in. Let's get to let's find some questions.
Yes, please.
Sorry, Caesar.
It's all right.
Do you see any questions? Mighty VO says, no, I'm late to the session, but joining a group such as VoiceOver Academy offers you trustworthy and insightful commentary on your VO efforts.
Very true.
Abe wants to know where the sexy voice was last night, Caesar.
I was giggling like a madman, so yeah. It's been tempered by coffee and just waking up, so I was hyper yesterday.
Paul says, I can definitely relate to lack of support at my age and recent separation from a cheating ex and relocating. I don't have support, so I like the idea. Yes. Paul, same, brother. Minus the relocating. But we get it.
Paul, we have your back.
We got you.
We will be your cheerleader, all right?
We got you.
Without the outfit, it doesn't quite fit my body. But yeah.
Okay. Homebound Audio says, beyond the relationships, encouragement and knowledge I get from VOJ, my favorite thing from you guys is the honesty and sincerity. It's a life changer.
Yes, absolutely.
And we have a lot of fun. Oh my God. Every time I've pumped the brakes today, we just keep going in Launchpad because we have to keep it PG-13 for YouTube, but it's...
It's fun.
We go left a lot.
Oh, yes.
When we're trying to, but we still have fun. We do. We have fun. Okay, focus, Angela. Paul says, does VO Journey have a scholarship program? No. But I think we played with the idea. Right now, we're still trying to get everything set up as seamlessly as we can get it. We're still kind of working on more back-end stuff and promoting to get more authors and things. But there's a lot of stuff we have planned for the future of a VO Journey. We're still working on the back. Keep in mind, it's only like me, Gabby, Anthony, and a couple other people that are helping out. So we're doing our best as fast as we can. Let's see. Questions. Sage also echoes that we're a family and so grateful for you all. I came over a little year ago into Angela's group, then got grandfathered into VOJ, not knowing anything. Everyone in the community is so helpful. The Right Reverend Caesar is on the pulpit. Can't be beaten. He knows what he's talking about. So does Miss Angela. Thank you. Let's see. Parasani says, when I lost my job and was trying to figure out voiceover alone, it was very isolating. And I was completely lost. Joining a VOJ saved my sanity. Being with like-minded people is invaluable. Oh, yeah, of course. Rich. Hi, Rich. I don't think I've seen you here before. Welcome. I'm finishing up my first audiobook with ACX, waiting on ACX review, and had delayed this for over 2 years. I'm a little nervous about the review. Fingers crossed. Don't sweat it. Don't sweat it. Just know that if there is something that needs to be changed, you got this. You'll get it done and you'll move on to the next project. Don't worry about it. You're good. Let's see. Husky says, I would love to join a peer group of kind of a noob here. Where do I go to find this group? If you go to vosjourney.com, actually I have it. Here it is. The link is in the description. Here's another one. Here we go. A VO's Journey. That's where, there it is. A vosjourney.com. That's how you spell it. And join us there. We have a full-on voiceover audiobook academy. We also have a audiobook publishing production company called Academy Voices, which you get free membership to if you become a member of the academy. And then you get Launchpad. So you'll get to hang out with me and Caesar and 30, 40 other people every Thursday night. So come and hang out with us. Let's get started. Let's see. Now I got to take this thing off and go back to the comments. I like buttons. Let's see. Questions. I keep forgetting we're out of time already. Yeah. I'm sorry. I know it's like 2 o'clock in the morning for you or something.
Oh, it's 1 in the morning.
Christian says, well, if my grandma asks, it's romance after marriage vows. for the script practice. We put away the no Caesar signs on Monday nights. Nikki says, I've been thinking about voice for 3 years. What's keeping you from starting? Let's go. Let's go. Eric says, just landed my first book deal, and it's a series. I've been doing this for less than a year. Any tips? Just keep at it. Keep practicing. Join groups. Just keep going. Do it. Just keep doing what you're doing and learning along the way. You'll just get better the more you do it.
Get feedback from peers. I like ask other voiceover or voice actors or audiobook narrators what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong. But simultaneously, just keep going.
Let's see. Sorry, I'm looking for questions. Do you see any that are? I can't remember if there's GLAC says, "Hey, I'm excited to be here. Welcome. When do you know when it's time to swap out your equipment?" Whenever you want to. I mean, basically, if you allow yourself to get caught up on the equipment that you have, that's going to be a stopping point for you. So just keep going with what you got. And then as you continue to go and start to get some income, then you can upgrade if you want to. That is the point where you want to go, okay, what's going to suit me best? But if you already have something, don't get caught up on, I need to fix this, because you will get stuck there.
You will.
Caesar, comments on the equipment?
Actually consult with a sound engineer, really, because they understand. They'll listen to your voice. They will listen, and they understand that different microphones have different frequency responses. Some of them are darker, some of them are brighter, some of them like a voice like mine. I like microphones that pull the low mid energy from my voice. So rather than looking, oh, this is a fancy German microphone, no, that sometimes it's the answer is not always Neumann. So talk to a sound engineer; they will tell you. And that's it. Yeah.
GLAC says, I started a year ago. I've only taken small indie work so far. I want to make it a reasonable, but then I found that I put in 6 hours for $15. Just keep going. Just keep. You'll start. I mean, increase your prices. I mean, it sounds like
as you go along. Yeah.
As you go along. But just keep at it. It sounds like royalty share is what you're doing, and that's normal. That's typical. We all start with royalty share, and keep in mind that all adds up. The more you do, the more you're going to make. So just keep at it.
Sometimes, in the beginning, you will spend 6 hours just fussing over everything, because you have to learn your DAW, you have to remove mouth clicks, and eventually you'll get better. You'll find the right tools too. Eventually you'll get isotope and realize that you don't have to erase mouth clicks on your own. So you'll get faster over time too. You'll create a workflow for yourself.
Matthew struggles with what to charge for per finished hour. I started at $50 just as a beginner. And then after a couple books, I raised it to $75 per finished hour, $100, $150, and now I'm at the industry standard of $250 an hour per finished hour, I should say. But it is whatever you want it to be. It's up to you. You're the business owner. You start where you want to. If you want to start at 100 per finished hour, then do that. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, there isn't like a correct, right? You're the business owner. You make the decision.
My first was 150. So, yeah.
Let's see. Ryan says Morgan Freeman doesn't think his voice is special or unique, just for a bit of insight.
Most people with a voice don't.
Were you dancing last night?
Practically. Not actually. I was just bouncing on my seat, you know.
I'm sure it was more than that. Sarah says, if you invest in anything starting out, I can't say enough about VO Academy. They are so nice and encouraging. I have learned more during the few weeks since I've joined, since dipping my toes into VO. Thank you, Sarah. I'm so glad to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
We do try hard. Matthew says, do you have or need developers, programmers for a VOJ? Not at the moment.
Not at the moment.
Not at the moment. We're working on other stuff at the moment.
That's actually a very interesting thing. I'm going to have to save that for later.
Mm-hmm. Shani says, a friend of mine has released a book independently, and I've been thinking about offering to do her. Do it.
Yes.
Do it. Do an
Yes.
official audition. It's background. I'm a vocalist producer in the music world, so I have knowledge and equipment in terms of recording, etc. from that perspective. My imposter syndrome right now is coming from not knowing if I can deliver the story well enough. I'm worried I'm not going to make it good enough. And okay. Been taking classes on and off for, okay, so
1.5 years? You were probably ready half a year ago.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I
Yeah.
agree with Rebecca. I think, yes, I mean, that is the best way to start learning, like the hands-on, the start to finish in a low pressure environment. And for you, it's probably not low pressure. You're probably going to put more weight on your shoulders because it is a friend of yours. But I think ultimately, if she wanted it to be different, you would probably redo it. I mean, I'm not saying the entire thing, but I mean, you know what I mean? It's a lot less pressure in that respect, is that it's your friend and not like a retail client. So there's a little bit more of a cushion there, I think, is what I'm saying.
Yep.
But just do it, yeah. But I haven't done audiobook classes or coaching. But you've done voiceover, right?
Yeah.
For a year and a half. So in that, you learned your script interpretation, more than likely. You learned how to distinguish narrator voice from character voice, right? I'm guessing. So what else do you need?
Not much, actually. All you need to do is start.
Do you need proofreaders for a VO? I think there's a lot of people in our community on Discord that offer it for each other. We don't hire proofreaders. I think it's just something that the narrators do on their own, or they're using Positron
That's right.
to do the proofing. That's right. Oh, for commercial? Yeah, I mean, it's the same skills you can take from doing commercial work and apply it to audiobooks. It's just in the relatability, the voice, the tone, right? The script interpretation, as, the basic skills. I'm sorry, I'm reading and trying to talk at the same time. But I think if you've been learning for a year, and I mean, like Caesar said, you're probably ready to go a while ago.
Yeah. I've been told the same too when I was stuck in procrastinating.
There you go. And listen to audiobooks yourself, just like Rebecca said.
Yep.
We have to have Rebecca back on. Rebecca, are you down for another live stream? That you and me and Caesar, and even better yet, we could even get Eric in here too, all of us at one time. Oh my God, we'd have to
It's
schedule.
gonna be a little party.
Oh my God, we'd have to schedule like 2 hours for that live stream.
Why not? Make it a podcast. Let's do it.
Oh my gosh, that would be fun though. Would definitely be fun.
It would be.
Good, Ryan. Good. Yes, we do have and actually I am the publisher for Academy Voices. I do all the publishing. I got some books published, but I just went through I just went through all the files that were complete and ready to be published yesterday. I've got
Mhm.
like 19 of them. You guys are just cranking them out. So I've got a lot of publishing to catch up on today. Oh my God, you guys are amazing. All right, well, that's about all I see for questions. Caesar, thank you again for joining, and I'm sorry it ran late. I know it's early in the
No,
morning for
no,
you.
it's fine. It's always a privilege, always a pleasure. I
Thank you
love
so
being here.
much. Do you? Because you sound like you're very indifferent. Because you're using the sexy words voice. Let me hear Caesar. Give me Caesar.
I don't know. How do I sound like when I'm Caesar? Wait, yeah, no, that's not me. Yeah, I don't know. This is just okay. This is me. When like I pull away from the microphone and it's not too proximity. Yeah, this is me. This is Caesar.
So, just so you guys know, I asked Caesar to be PG-13 for YouTube because we have to be, because there's children who watch this show. But he's
Absolutely.
almost a completely different person.
On Thursdays, yes.
A lot more fun. A lot more fun. But anyway, so thank you guys for joining. I really appreciate it. And for those of you in Launchpad, we will see you guys on Thursday.
Thursday.
All right, you guys, take care. We'll see you next time.
Alrighty.
Thanks, Caesar. Bye.
Bye.